Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now July 26th of 2020, and ever since the official release of Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, a lot of fans around the world have been very intrigued about the future of the Star Wars franchise by Disney and Lucasfilm. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, the one thing about Disney Star Wars is that we do know that it's heading in a better direction, all thanks to Bob Chapek, who made this possible by stripping Kathleen Kennedy's creative power away from a majority of the Star Wars projects, all but one project she is working on, and that is of course the Leslie Headland Star Wars TV series that will focus more so on identity politics and activism as well as personal agendas over story. Now, the thing about Kathleen Kennedy is that we also know that she was recently stripped away from the second project that she was working on, the untitled animated TV series for Disney Plus in 2022, that Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are now taking over to really bring it in a different direction. So, with that being said, one great thing about the future of Star Wars is that a lot of changes are in fact being made to the sequel trilogy to actually make it a lot more sense to a lot of fans out there that are very confused about certain key aspects of some of the characters like Rey, Kylo, Palpatine, Rey's parents, and more. Now, when we examine the character of Rey, right, a lot of people would often have a problem with this character being very overpowered in The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, and even Episode 9. And essentially, Disney's remedy to that was to just announce that she was a Palpatine in the movie, and that was basically their reason as to why she's so powerful in these movies, regardless of having no training at all whatsoever. Did it work for most people? Maybe, maybe not. A lot of people would often debate over that on whether or not that was really a wise decision to really explain as to why Rey was so powerful. Now, what's really intriguing is that now that both Disney and Lucasfilm are finished with The Rise of Skywalker, they are currently focused on their new Star Wars universe, as well as their new Star Wars trilogy of films, where they will introduce a brand new mythology to Star Wars fans around the world. It's described that currently George Lucas, Dave Filoni, and Jon Favreau are all working together in order to create a better future for the Star Wars brand, where it's described that just recently Lucasfilm actually just started to make major changes behind the scenes for the Star Wars franchise, where Filoni and Jon Favreau are all working together in order to create a better future for the Star Wars brand. It's described that just recently Lucasfilm started to reset the character of Rey Skywalker in a significant way for the fans to witness sometime next year in 2021. When it will all be made public to the Star Wars fandom. It's described that they are providing a major retcon to Rey's parents and making Rey's father the literal son of Palpatine instead of just a clone like how it was explained in Episode 9's novelization. Now, it's noted that also the big plan by Lucasfilm is that they are going to establish at the very end of the film, Ben Solo's spirit became one with Rey through the power of the wills, and that this fusion gave Rey Skywalker DNA, of course, which will connect to the reason as to why her children, Zane and Kira Skywalker, will be literal new Skywalkers in the new post-Episode 9 timeline for the fans to witness. This is a big attempt by Lucasfilm to fix the character of Rey in order to really make it work for the fans, to get a real version of Rey Skywalker connected to the bloodline. So, what do I think about this? Well, it is going to be a very confusing thing for a lot of casual fans out there. You got three different sources now. You got the actual movies, you've got the books, the novels, and the comics, that's all the real deep lore stuff. And then now you got these retcons coming into play here by the creators, such as George, John, and Dave, that are all being, of course, instructed by Bob Chapek on how to really structure this out to really make it work for the fans, right? So did I ever really have a problem with Rey's parents? Well, two things. They were never really fully explained in the movie, and we really didn't get a lot of backstory on those characters like how he was supposed to before Kathleen Kennedy deleted so many scenes on Rey's parents. And number two is that what they did with Rey's father was very confusing. Essentially, Rey's father is Palpatine's son, but not in the way that you think. It's not that he was born, through Palpatine, marrying somebody or whatever it may be, something wild like that, and having a child. It didn't work like that. The way it worked in the novelization is that Palpatine went through a cloning process through gene splicing, and essentially his clone was his son through genetics, and that's how it worked out in the novelization. What Disney and Lucasfilm want to do is they want to reset that and actually make Rey's father a literal Palpatine, like an actual son to Palpatine, that Palpatine had the son through somebody else. So, that I think could very well make a lot more sense in a way where it might be a little less confusing. But again, you know, the other thing I think of Ben Solo's spirit becoming one with Rey through the power of the wills and how that actually allows her to get Skywalker DNA, that's a major retcon that's really going to change the character of Rey Skywalker and what really makes her a Skywalker by blood. So, with that being said, guys, you know, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.